Hello, everybody, and welcome to Calling the Game, an opportunity for a sports writer and a what is it that you do?
It doesn't matter at this point. It just doesn't.
And a thing to
Hello!
talk about all things sporting good. I'm Chris Lynch.
I'm Thomas Villalone Jr.
We have been off the air for a while, and there have been things that have happened.
Much like pressure building behind a dam.
Yeah, we've got things to talk about, plenty of them. So, what do you want to start with? Do we want to roast?
Houston!
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. One arm clap.
Were you pulling? You were pulling for the Astros in this series?
I am from Texas.
Right.
I will bandwagon on this one gleefully. I remember the Astros growing up, and
being terrible.
they had their moments with Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell.
Yeah.
And then they fell from grace.
They fell pretty badly.
When the Rangers are beating you, you know you have problems.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your team had your chances.
Yeah, and we blew them harder than a tire going out in the Indy 500.
Yeah, it was the most spectacular collapse in the World Series, other than maybe. No, I'm not going to say that year because that's a swear word in this city.
84.
You idiot! It was not. It was 2 years after that.
There you go. You admitted it.
I didn't say the actual year. I'm not saying the year. If we want to talk about the Celtics in that year, we will do that all day.
Yeah.
That is a special and hallowed team.
Well, okay. So,
but the Rangers had their chances, and at least Beltre got 3,000 hits.
He got 3,000, but the rest of the season was just
terrible.
Yeah. Our pitching staff was unhealthy. Our hitters could occasionally rise to the occasion, then promptly fall back down to earth.
You had pitchers on your team?
I like to refer to them as that the pitching machine that just throws balls over the plate that everyone can hit.
Oh yeah, that worked out real nicely for you guys.
And then the curse of you, unfortunately, the curse of the team traveled with you to the Dodgers in that Game 7.
I blame Dave Roberts for that collapse. He mishandled his bullpen. It's as simple as he completely. Yeah, and I'll point you to Game 2 as the moment where things started to completely go off the rails.
Well, yeah. So you and I were talking earlier, and long story short, the modern era just doesn't have long relievers.
No,
it doesn't have generalized. Like, you are so specified now.
You have starters and you have setup and you have closers.
And something in between, but like for an inning or two. The long reliever died along with Raleigh Fingers' career back in the 80s.
You want to know one thing that I find really unusual and actually kind of interesting is that a lot of hardline analytics guys don't really believe in closers. Like, Bill James doesn't believe in there being you can have a closer by committee because it's just 3 outs. So just get 3 outs. I think the thing you miss is that baseball is more than anything else. So even ahead of being a numbers game, it's a mental game.
It's a mental and momentum game.
Yeah. So
when Mariano and Trevor Hoffman walked onto the field,
you were done.
That's it.
So in New York, whenever Mariano entered a game, they played. Do you know what song they played?
Hell's Bells.
No.
Thunderstruck.
Well, Hell's Bells was Hoffman's. Yep. Enter Sandman.
Oh, that's right.
In fact, whenever I hear that song at a sporting event, I just go.
You shudder slightly.
This isn't, and that's in part. I did get to see Mariano pitch at Yankee Stadium. In fact,
against the Red Sox.
No,
lucky. You would have a traumatic memory in that case.
Well, here's my experience. So 2006, it was the old Yankee Stadium, and so this was with a summer camp that I was at the time in Connecticut.
Yep.
They had a day trip that you could either go to Boston or to New York. My mom talked me into going down to New York because I'd been to Fenway so many times. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I went down. They played the Braves that day, when they were still good. So
the Joneses.
Yeah, Chipper and Andrew were still there. So it was a pretty good team. I think they finished second in the division because the Mets actually were good that season. Yeah, I know, it's weird.
The unicorn has appeared.
Yeah, it was a weird time in which the Yankees made the playoffs and the Mets were still the best team in New York City. So ninth inning, it's a 1-1 tie. So they're not bringing Mariano in for a save situation, but we're talking to this old Yankee fan, like 55, like mid 50s or so. and he sees Mariano entering the game, or he hears the first chord, and he goes, "Kids, stand up and applaud that man." And everyone in the stadium, I mean, all 55,000 people in the old Yankee Stadium got up and stood and applauded when he entered the game.
He had that presence.
Yeah, and he had the more important thing is he had the mentality of, oh yeah, I'm getting you out.
You couldn't tell what was his fastball or what was his cutter. He needed 2 pitches.
I mean, he really only needed that cutter because
it broke so late you couldn't do anything about it.
It was an unfair pitch. The thing is, though, the
Konami code of the baseball world.
He only ever threw 2 bad pitches. One of them is in the 2004 ALCS, in which he walked Millar and then gave up this base hit. Yep. The other one, he threw a great cutter to second base to Derek Jeter in Game 7 of the World Series against the Diamondbacks. Problem is, it's not supposed to cut in that situation. Yep. It's supposed to go straight and not cut into center field. So those are the only 2 times when Mariano was less than divine.
Also, FYI, Hoffman Rivera 2018 Hall of Fame. Do it or we riot.
Make it happen. So
Hoffman has been denied. We will not stand for this.
So let me just confirm that that Rivera is actually up for election this year.
Fair enough.
But continue the discussion about the World Series.
I mean,
this past World Series, which by the way, we're both really American League guys over being National League guys. Him with the Rangers, me with the Red Sox.
So I think the best way that I can put it is when you go to the World Series, you cannot be a good team. You need to be a great team. We saw that last year. We saw that this year. If you give up anything, it will haunt you. And in this case, you came up short in Game 7. Roberts, mismanagement.
Yeah.
I'm a very, very fervent believer in keeping your core as fresh as you can. And when Verlander went deep, what was it, Game 2? Game 3.
Game 2.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Game 2. When Verlander, by the way, Verlander, good job getting into the Hall of Fame, buddy.
I mean, I thought he was in the Hall of Fame before he beating the Yankees the way he did in that ALCS.
He was already getting in beforehand, but this in my opinion, that is the cherry on the top of the sundae.
Oh, absolutely.
And no way, Jose. You did it. You did it.
Also, our friend, Mr. Beltran.
3,000 hits?
He didn't quite get to 3,000.
Not 3,000?
He's only the second greatest switch hitter in the history of baseball.
Fair.
Who's number 1? Who do you think I'm going to say?
I have a name coming in my head, but that's clearly not him because he's one of like a few switch hitters I can think of off the top of my head.
Who? Just say
Biggio.
Biggio wasn't a switch hitter. Biggio was a right-handed hitter.
Then who am I thinking of then?
I don't know who you're thinking of.
No, they're not. Okay, well, I know Carl Everett was definitely there, but Carl Everett.
Yeah, no. No, the guy I'm thinking of is Mickey Mantle. Beltran's the second greatest.
Yeah.
279 batting average, 2,700 hits, 435 home runs, 312 stolen bases, 9 times an All-Star. Actually was voted into the All-Star game in 2016.
Yeah.
So very late. Won 3 Gold Gloves, 2 Silver Sluggers.
Basically an all-around.
A member of the 30-30 club, 30 home runs and 30 steals in one season with the Royals. And his postseason numbers, especially in 2004 when he got traded to the Astros. Here's what he did. In 12 games, he hit .435, drove in 14 runs, and scored 21 in 12 games.
Mr. Postseason right there.
Oh, and he clubbed at least 1 home run in 5 consecutive postseason games. That postseason.
All right, well.
Beltran was a monster. And his time with the Cardinals was also pretty successful. Long time with the Mets. Had a few misplaced years.
You made it, dude. You made it.
Oh, yeah. You're one of the all-time greats. You should be going. Also, you want to talk about the awards?
Let's do it real briefly.
Okay, so the MVP awards. Giancarlo Stanton of the National League.
That one was a bit more of a toss-up.
There wasn't a clear winner in this year for the National League.
There were strong candidates, but nothing that really stood out per se in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, Stanton, you're good. Stanton,
59 home runs will do that for you.
yeah. But, I mean, when you compare it to the AL, Aaron Judge, Altuve.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, I think they got it right in the American League with
Yeah.
giving it to Altuve. He had a better slash, a better total performance, and
His presence. Like when both stepped up to bat, you knew something was going to happen.
so here are the
It's
numbers
just
on
beautiful.
Altuve. 346 batting average, best in all of baseball. 24 home runs, scored 112, and stole 32 bases. Did I mention the man is 5'6"?
He's my height. I have a future in baseball.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Meanwhile, the runner-up in the American
Aaron
League
Judge.
is 6'7". Don't worry, dude. You won the Rookie of the Year this year, and it wasn't close. In fact, neither of the rookies of the year were that close. Judge won it easily with 52 home runs, scoring 128 runs, drove in 114, hit 284, and had a OPS of 1049. This man was a beast. Just, my God. And Cody Bellinger in the National League.
Yep, agreed.
Both earned it. Manager of the Years. The American League, Paul Molitor with the Minnesota Twins. Lost over 100 games this year. Made it to the wild card game this year. Not too bad. I'd say that's a pretty
a pretty good turnaround.
I'd say that's pretty good. National League, Torey Lovullo. 24-game turnaround record-wise. Got the Diamondbacks through the wild card game and into the NLDS.
NLDS, yep.
So, not too bad. It's their first postseason appearance in 6 years. 2011. Was the last time they were in.
I was thinking all the way back to 2007.
No, not quite. But let's see. Cy Youngs, National League, Max Scherzer.
Yep.
His second consecutive Cy Young, 16-6. His career best 2.51 ERA and an 0.90 WHIP, walks and hits per innings pitched, and 268 strikeouts. Is he a Hall of Famer?
I'd say one more good season.
Or how about you do something in the playoffs? Granted, we can say that to every member of the
How about you get to the playoffs first?
The Nationals have been in the playoffs regularly. They're just like every other Washington team.
Just show up actively and try winning a series.
I mean, you know that the Wizards, the Capitals, and the Nationals are all just going to lose in the second round of the playoffs. That's what they do. You keep thinking they have promise, but this is a sports team in Washington, D.C.
I mean, when you're home to the Washington Senators, do you expect to win at all?
No, not at all.
There you go.
Except when Walter Johnson was there. They did win a World Series with him.
Okay, that was the 1910s.
1920s.
Excuse me.
I'm just pointing out.
Also, Walter Johnson had a fastball in an era where most guys probably couldn't tie their shoes on the plate if they felt like it.
Yeah, because most of them were drunk.
Black Sox.
That's not a case of them being drunk. That's a case of them being broke.
And then subsequently drunk.
Well, yes. Well, how do they get drunk if they're broke?
Sadness.
Right. It's like being a Cleveland.
Cleveland!
Speaking of which,
we have not forgotten you.
Speaking of which, we do have a good thing in Cleveland, shockingly. Corey Kluber won the American League Cy Young over Chris Sale. So here,
all right.
So let me see if I can find a comparison between Kluber and Sale. So, so the voting breakdown went as such: Kluber got 28 of the 31st place of votes. Chris Sale got the other 2. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating when I.
Oh no. I was listening to that, but I was also looking at the NFL stat line and like. What?
Oh yes, some crazy things have been going down. Hold on. Kluber went 15-2 with a 1.62 ERA after June 1st.
How many innings did he pitch?
Pull it up in a moment. 18-4 on the season at 2.25 ERA, 265 strikeouts. Jeez. Chris Sale slowed down as the year went on, so
that caught up a little eventually.
I mean, I love the man.
You're
but
not going to argue with those numbers anyway.
I want to. I mean, he had a special season this year. I mean, he had 300. He almost broke the Red Sox single season strikeout record.
Mm-hmm.
Came close to it at least, but just a shame. That's it. That is Kluber's second Cy Young award. So let's see. Innings pitched. Does it actually show here? His last Cy Young came in 2014. And
Honestly, man, I wouldn't worry about stats at this point.
Yeah.
The awards are handed out.
I mean, Kluber, by the way, pitched 203 innings this year, which is the least since 2014. 235 in 2014, 222 the next year, 215 the next year, and 203 this year.
Efficiency, man. Efficiency.
Oh yeah, he's gotten things done, and good job. Way to go. I can only hope that Sale comes back and is more competitive than ever before.
I can see that. I can see you hoping for that too. In the meanwhile, Rangers,
do something positive.
Just don't pull an Adam Eaton and stab yourself trying to open a DVD.
Wait, that
yes,
happened?
I remember that.
Oh my God.
He was our ace.
You are bitter.
Well, NFL time.
Well, do you want to take one very brief look? Because I just pulled this list up of I had an earlier point to confirm whether or not Rivera is eligible for the Hall of Fame this year. He is not. He's eligible next year.
Induct Hoffman,
Yep.
2018.
So I'm just going to pull up some of the notable names who are eligible for induction. Hoffman got 74% of the vote last year.
Better get in.
Vlad Guerrero is also eligible. He got 71% of the vote.
I think he'll get in this year.
He should.
Yeah.
Edgar Martinez got 58% of the vote. Bonds and Clemens got 54, and 53%.
They're tainted by steroids.
Yep. Mike Messina got 51%.
I don't see that happening. He's steroid territory too.
Messina?
Yeah.
Messina never had any real confirmed allegations.
But he was accused.
He was accused, but
And
so was
that
Bagwell.
That accusion's going to stick, though.
It didn't stick for Bagwell. But here's the thing with Messina. He was a good pitcher, but he never won a championship.
And he could be fairly inconsistent as well.
270 wins. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Manny Ramirez, steroids.
Yeah,
Kurt Schilling, he's kind of a jerk.
Nope.
I mean, 11-3 in the postseason. 3 World Series championships.
That's still not going to save him.
2004. Like the bloody sock game, it should. I think it should.
I know, but he's not.
All right, so here are some notable first-year candidates on the MVP, on the Hall of Fame vote. Chipper Jones.
I hope so.
Jim Thome.
Yes.
Yes. Not even a question. Scott Rowland. Nah. Johan Santana. Had 2 really good seasons in 04 and 06. Not Hall of Fame caliber.
He wasn't consistent enough, I don't think.
Got injured late. Johnny Damon. More hits than Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the mystique.
I agree. Carlos Zambrano. That man's just crazy.
Yes.
Jamie Moyer.
Yes.
Old man.
Yes. Old man Moyer.
Omar Vizquel.
Oh, you're tugging at my heartstrings.
I know. I loved Omar. Ooh, Levon Hernandez is eligible. I doubt anything will come of that. Brad Lidge, Scott Podsednik, Francisco Cordero, and Jeff Suppan. Suppan is not happening.
Suppan is not happening.
I mean, most of these guys aren't going to get into the Hall.
Francisco Cordero, no.
No. Aubrey Huff, not a chance. Hideki Matsui is on this list, too. Second best Japanese player in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
Well, that has made it over to the States.
Well, Ichiro Suzuki.
Yeah,
he's far and away the best.
He's going to play forever. He's the Jaromir Jagr
of baseball. Yeah.
Which, by the way, Jagr, thank you for still playing. And Calgary, thank you for giving him a job alongside Johnny Gaudreau and Scott Moynihan. You've pulled up Francisco Cordero's page.
I remember him playing for the Rangers.
When did he play for the Rangers?
He was our closer for a while.
Okay.
Didn't end so great for him.
Minor details. Looks like his best season. He made the All-Star team with the Brewers and once with the Reds. Also, while we're on the topic of baseball, God rest the
Roy
soul
Halladay.
of the great Doc Halladay. We agree that when he is eligible, he will go into the Hall of Fame.
He's first ballot.
Yeah. The first thing I thought when he got traded from Toronto to Philly, thank God he's not kicking our ass anymore. Because there was nothing.
He had your number.
He had everyone's number. Doc Halladay was, you don't remember being a divisional rival against Doc Halladay.
No, but I remember him cleaning the Rangers' clocks even when we had good batters.
Oh, yeah. He routinely kicked you guys up and down the field.
Resented facing the Blue Jays specifically because of him.
Whenever you're facing a bad team, they normally have they always do have a few good players.
Yeah.
You are always checking. Is it his turn in rotation? Is it his turn? I said prayers. I learned the appreciation for prayer on the back of wanting to not face.
They weren't going to win the World Series, but they were going to make your life hell for not making it.
Though I was happy to see him get a chance with the Phillies.
Yes.
And his first game in the postseason, he throws a no-hitter against Cincinnati. It is a crime that Doc Halladay never played in the World Series. That 2010 Phillies team was stacked.
Yep.
That team should have gone to the World Series that season.
Mm-hmm.
It's a damn crime they didn't make it through. Am I crazy for that?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So, God rest the soul of the great Doc Halladay. You don't know how he got the nickname Doc Halladay, right?
I actually don't.
So the character. There's a character from an old Western named Doc Halladay.
Yes. Yeah, it's a tombstone.
Yeah, the broadcaster for the Blue Jays described him as an old gunslinger from the old Wild West. He grew up in Denver originally. Well, not originally. He grew up in Denver.
He grew up in Denver.
So, yeah. The Blue Jays main broadcaster deemed him Doc Halladay as a result of his demeanor and the way he carried himself on the field. But God rest the great Doc Halladay. You will get in when it is your time to be inducted into the Hall. For this year, though, Tomei.
Tomei, yes.
You would better put him in.
Moyer as well.
He played a long while.
He played a long while, but he was at least consistent.
He's not first ballot.
Not first ballot, but he will make it in eventually. Vlad and
Hoffman. If voters don't mess this up,
you have one job. You have one job.
Oh, they have routinely messed this up.
I know.
But at least with Hoffman, because Guerrero's the best bad ball hitter in the history of the sport.
Oh, easily. He was the king of the junk ball.
It was beautiful watching him play.
Oh, what's that? It's going to dive 6 feet in front of the plate. Guerrero's already sizing it up.
How fun was it for you facing him?
Never. But when he played for us, absolutely.
You became a huge Guerrero fan the second he showed up.
I'm like, oh, we got a trip. Vlad Guerrero! Yes!
They went to the World Series that year.
Yes, we did.
Could you have won the World Series with Vlad Guerrero on your team the year after that? Too painful? Should I have not said that? Sorry, dude. It was really your bullpen and also Nelson Cruz botching playing it defensively in right field.
Nah.
Like, what was he doing on that David Freese triple?
The better question is, how the hell did Freese travel back in time knowing exactly what he would get on every pitch?
Okay, fair enough. I mean, he saw it and he hit it well. So
yeah.
I mean, at least he gave us one of the greatest World Series ever played. At your expense, but minor details.
Meh.
All right, so
I'm thankfully a basketball fan, so the Spurs have given me more than enough in return.
Transition time.
NFL.
Oh, I wanted to go to the NBA, but you've got the NFL score lines going on, and can I just say that I have lost a ton of interest in the NFL this season?
It's a mess.
The league has been an embarrassment this year. Just like they need to destroy Thursday Night Football.
Well, among other things.
They need to get rid of Goodell.
$50 million in a private plane, you say? How about getting health insurance for the players on the field?
How about not putting your players in a position where they're able to get more injuries, more unnecessary injuries?
RG3, looking at you.
Literally every quarterback or Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
I feel so bad for him.
The dude is a walking sack of potatoes at this point.
It's not even his fault.
No, it's not.
And that man graduated with an architectural engineering degree from Stanford.
Well, here's hoping you have a better second career than this one.
Yeah, here's hoping. So we've only got one more game that hasn't happened yet. That's tomorrow between, oh, look at that. Two teams that have had their hearts broken against the Patriots, the Falcons and Seahawks.
So very briefly, meanwhile, Steelers crush Titans.
Not shocked.
The Browns. Just keep doing what you do.
Cleveland, you're going 0-16 this season.
You can smell it a mile away.
But if you win one game,
make sure
Chargers.
Spanos pays for every insolent comment and every paltry action he's ever taken. Browns, we permit you this one luxury.
This one thing. Get this one thing right, Browns. Otherwise, we will be horribly disappointed with you.
Speaking of which, if the Browns go 0-16, they have a parade. You actually want to go to Cleveland? I'd actually pay a ticket just to celebrate the Browns parade.
I mean, we could stop by.
Broadcasting live from the Browns fail parade.
Also, we could go to Columbus and we could show you an NHL game.
Oh, Bobrovsky!
Exactly. Though, actually, do you want to hop on a plane, go to North Carolina, and get $5 tickets to the Hurricanes? We can make a road trip out of it.
We can make a road trip out of it, document everything, and then come back and watch the Penguins crush the Capitals.
I'm in favor of this notion. Capitals. I'm sorry, but I'm still kind of bitter at you guys for that 2012 postseason. You beat us that one series. I hate your guts forever.
Calling the game on tour. The living hatred segment.
But you don't hate anyone in this.
I don't.
Sport.
But I get to watch everyone crush each other in the meanwhile.
Do you want to go to LA and pull against the Lakers and Lonzo Ball?
We'll get to that in the NBA.
A few other sports.
Buccaneers beat the Dolphins. Ravens beat the Packers.
23-0, which
Aaron Rodgers is the linchpin for that team. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
The Lions beat the Bears. Thank you, Detroit.
Well done.
Vikings beat the Rams. Texans beat the Cardinals. Chiefs, come on, guys. You're killing us.
I must note about the Texans-Cardinals game. They had a pregame ceremony retiring the number 80 for Andre Johnson before the game. Our friend Vanessa was there. She's from Houston and is a gigantic Texans fan.
Oh, I mean, I still remember Andre Johnson.
Yeah, he was a great player. He'll be in the Hall of Fame someday.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Beast.
Saints beat the Redskins.
And they were down by 14 or 15 at one point in that game. So a great way for them to come back. And the Saints...
As much as Spanos keeps screwing up, the Chargers somehow keep finding a way to win.
They played the Bills. And holy crap! 54-24.
The Bills are also doing pretty well this season as well.
Well, I mean, their quarterback, the Bills' quarterback, because they benched Tyrod Taylor, their fill-in guy, threw 5 interceptions. And they replaced him with Tyrod Taylor. I have a suggestion, Bills. Play Tyrod Taylor.
The Bungles managed to beat the Broncos. The Patriots beat the Raiders. The Eagles have beaten the Cowboys. Cowboys, call it a season.
You're done. You don't have Zeke, so you're all done for the year.
And the Falcons of the Seahawks.
Tomorrow, 8:30. I am not watching Monday Night Football.
No. Okay, that was quick. Thank you very much, Goodell, for ruining that experience.
Let's move on to
NHL.
something we won't despise. What are the games in progress right now?
So right now...
Well, let's do the completed games tonight. And holy crap, the Avalanche won a game. They did something.
They beat the Red Wings.
The Red Wings have had
King Heinrich and the Rangers beat the Senators.
3-0. Well done.
Ducks beat the Panthers. The Golden Knights.
How are they doing this? What sort of black magic are they pulling?
The Golden Knights are
second in the Pacific Division. This is the greatest expansion team ever for any sports. Fight me.
I can't, not yet. I don't have enough data.
Fair enough. I mean, how many expansion teams have gone 500 in their first season? And who's their goaltender tonight?
Actually, who is their goaltender? Fleury's out.
Manny Legacy.
All right.
Fleury's out. PK Subban's younger brother Malcolm, who was with the Bruins but got traded out to Vegas because Tuukka Rask is in front of him. And let's be real, Tuukka Rask is still Tuukka.
He's still Tuukka.
So,
Meanwhile, in the Eastern Conference, we have a surprise.
the Lightning are atop the Atlantic, followed shortly by the Maple Leafs.
And the Red Wings are now coming back from the dead slowly.
Okay, so I must ask one question. Why the hell are the Red Wings in the East? They belong in the West where they can play the Blackhawks. This is just wrong to me.
Detroit what was it? Detroit was one of the original teams, wasn't it?
Yeah, they are one of the original 6.
Yeah.
Unquote. So I just think why are they out? Why are they out here? Though they did lose to the Avalanche tonight, so I think
It's consolation prize.
The consolation embarrassment. And in the other part of the East, the Devils are having a surprisingly good start to their season. Nico Hischier is following through on being a number 1 draft pick, but Lightning,
keep it up.
Well, maybe not tonight's effort, but or yesterday's effort rather.
Meh.
They lost to the Islanders. The Islanders. Do you know what's going to happen to them when John Tavares leaves in the offseason?
Sadness.
Depression. Effectively, it'll be the equivalent of bringing Mike Milbury in again.
All right, NHL.
At least you are entertaining us.
You might be a mess, but I enjoy this mess.
Here's the thing that I will note. Goodell is corrupt and incompetent. Gary Bettman is just incompetent. At least he's not decadent and corrupt.
We can at least laugh at that.
Oh, yeah. And a few things that the Winter Classic has been announced for the 2019 season. It will be between the Blackhawks and the Bruins at Notre Dame Stadium. So they will play at an outdoor game at Notre Dame. That should be pretty cool.
Bring the riot gear.
Oh, yeah, this is... Yeah, I want the Blackhawks to burn. Anyway, before I get all vitriolic, can we switch to a sport which my team is doing amazingly right now?
NBA.
The Celtics. I love being a Celtics fan right now. 15 and 2. 15 consecutive games. It's just, oh God, it's so beautiful. Especially with that. I'm not going to swear on the podcast. Especially with LeBaby doing a very poor job in Cleveland. Well, he's playing a lot of minutes. He himself is doing fine. The team around him,
he's wearing himself out.
Yeah,
it's I don't like seeing that. I genuinely don't. It's Derrick Rose 2.0, and unfortunately,
not quite. Rose had one moment, one catastrophic injury that destroyed him.
Rose had, yeah. Well, that's the thing. But the thing is, watching LeBron slowly grind himself into a little nub of a knife, that's just unpleasant.
He's still great.
He's great, but gosh, cut him some slack.
Other teams that are surprising out east, just take a look at this quickly. The Pistons are surprising. You're welcome for Avery Bradley, by the way. Bradley's been great for them.
So somehow, Dolan has managed to not screw up this season so far.
Not screw up, but he did one thing. He didn't trade Porzingis away, which, Kristaps, and good thing for the Knicks and probably a good thing for the NBA that at least one team in the New York area is not a complete train wreck. The other one you've got no chance in Brooklyn, sorry. No, stop. Till Brooklyn wins. Going to be...
Yeah, well, we saw that. A little experiment ended up.
Yeah. And also, John Wall, come on, you could do better than just 9 wins through your first 16 games.
Give him time. Give him time.
I mean, would you watch an opening? Because if the playoffs were today, the 4 and 5 seeds would be Cleveland against Washington. Would you watch that series, Cleveland versus Washington in the first round? I would watch that.
Probably.
And the Celtics would get the 76ers in the first round.
Okay. Side note, the process is coming to fruition.
Yeah? Simmons looks really good.
Somewhere... Presti, right?
Sam Hinkie.
Why did I confuse Sam Hinkie and Sam Presti?
I don't know.
Somewhere Hinkie is bathing in Dracula's blood, going, yes, it is coming true.
Here's the thing, though. They need to maintain this consistency. And they need to maintain health. Also, what's wrong with Markelle Fultz? That's concerning to me.
Well, you want concerning. Look at the Lakers.
What are you talking about concerning? That is a beautiful state of disaster.
Okay, so look, I actually do respect Lonzo. He's quiet. He tries getting the job done. His father, on the other hand,
is a jerk. LeVar, shut up. Just leave well enough alone.
Look, your son's the starting point guard for the Lakers. Don't screw it up for him. That's it.
Though, to be fair, maybe Lonzo could learn how to hit a shot.
Yeah, he can't shoot it all.
No, here's the thing. The last game against the Suns that he played, well, before this one, they're playing tonight, and they're up by 20 on.
He had a triple-double, I want to say, a week and a half ago.
Yeah, he was the youngest player to get to a triple-double. Yeah. Here's the problem. He cannot shoot to save his damn
he has no
life.
Consistency.
He has a terrible form. I know that you shouldn't jump on that too badly. Also, Lonzo is not in the starting lineup for. Oh wait, this isn't the starting. This is the. This
bench?
is the no. This is the. Oh, he did start. So Lonzo.
Yeah, he's their starter.
Yeah, played 40 minutes tonight. 5 of 13 from the field. 1 of 4 from 3. It's okay. He got 16 rebounds and 11 assists and 11 points. Dude is still contributing.
It's another triple-double.
Yeah, the man is contributing.
So you know what?
And
skip the point guard and just move him up to the 3 slot, and you'll be all right.
And his plus-minus he's a plus 29 tonight.
So again, he's
doing stuff.
He's doing good, but he's not what the Lakers need at the moment.
I mean,
granted, the Lakers need a lot more than just a point guard, but that's the least of their issues.
No, they need to learn how to be okay with being in the basement for a little bit. The Celtics had the 90s. You people can be fine with a little rebuild. The Celtics had 2007. Do you want to live through those dark days again? You Lakers fans deserve this.
Going full Palpatine on us.
No. You will die. Also, you don't like them either.
We ain't found shit.
Well,
Mel Brooks, thank you for that line. I don't know how exactly you conceived of it, but
glorious, magnificent. I mean, you don't like them. Who likes the Lakers less, you or me?
Who likes the Lakers? That'd be you.
I mean, I know you don't like them either. But
I don't particularly like them, but I don't have the like. San Antonio had a rivalry with them, but
that's not the raging passion hatred.
It kind of died down once Shaq left because there wasn't much left.
Fair enough. I mean, do you guys have any teams that you really despise? The Jazz?
I would say the Heat, but we wrecked them so hard in 2014.
Yeah, you forced them to completely leave.
They imploded the next year.
I mean,
basically, don't piss us off because we'll wreck you so hard that there won't be anything left, and then we can't hate you anymore.
Well, you broke up the Suns.
We broke up the Suns.
You didn't really break up the Mavericks.
We didn't break up the Mavs, but we broke up Cavs 1.0.
Well done.
We broke up the Heat.
Well, let me pause you on that whole breaking up the Cavs 1.0 thing. You guys, you stopped their first run.
Yeah.
In their final form, 2008, 2010.
Yep.
With a little help from Orlando in 2009, but which, by the way, still don't like you, Orlando. But I can't be fully bitter with them because we didn't have Kevin Garnett for that whole series.
I'd say the closest thing we have to a rival is the Mavs.
I mean, in-state.
It's an in-state rivalry. The problem was the Rockets for the longest time just couldn't hold a candle, and Dirk was holding down the fort for the Mavs. So
Dirk has been holding it down since forever for them. Still having a pretty good year. What?
98 or 99, I think.
98, he made his debut.
98, yeah. He was a year after Duncan.
Yeah, he got drafted the same year as Paul Pierce and Vince Carter. Paul Pierce, I miss you so much. Come back. At the very least, February 11th at the Garden, they are retiring Pierce's number. I will be there. I will throw all the money at that game.
Good man.
I mean, as we should. Want to see if we can get tickets into that game?
Yes.
Yes, we're making this happen. right.
Meanwhile, the Mavericks in the Western Conference, you are the basement, the low ball,
Yeah.
the lol cow.
Didn't
Not full lol cow, but they're trying.
they're not Sacramento levels of a joke.
Sacramento's beating them.
At least there is some actual success in their recent history. And at least there is a Hall of Famer on that team.
Yes.
There's no respect being paid. And they have some bit of a future. Dennis Smith Jr. will develop into a good player. I should say he will develop into a great NBA point guard. But he's not there yet. It's a lot of I'm going to be nice on the Mavericks for right now. The Kings, meanwhile, you just
go.
Oh, and the Clippers.
You've been waiting for that one.
I'm so sorry, but what did you guys do? You completely wasted
Blake Griffin and Chris
CP3
Paul.
and Blake. You wasted the last 2 years of Paul Pierce. You completely crapped the bed. And now with still two high quality stars in Blake and DeAndre, you're just a mediocre unit. You deserve to be deleted.
Delete.
Yeah. Anything else? That's
how competitive is the Western Conference? The Thunder are 9.
The Thunder are still figuring themselves out.
They're still figuring themselves out.
They'll get themselves together. Any chance they beat the Warriors? Okay. Well, the way they're playing right now, no. If they can figure themselves out, I mean, they're 7-8 so far on the season, and that's with integrating 2 gigantic pieces into their team.
Yep.
It takes time, but I could see them getting to about the 4th or 5th spot in the West.
I can see it, but they have to figure out what to do first.
They'll be fine. The Rockets and Warriors are tied for the top spot.
Good on y'all.
The Timberwolves have actually started to develop on that following through on that promise.
Yep.
The Spurs 10-6 without Kawhi.
We're still there. We'll be there for a while.
As long as Pop is there, you'll be there. The Nuggets.
The scary thing is I think Pop started grooming a successor.
Who would Becky Harmon or?
I genuinely think he'd go for Becky. It
wouldn't shock me.
She actually has done entire preseason games on her own.
And she runs the summer league teams.
Yes.
And has did she get her start in the D League, or I'm drawing a blank? Where did she get her start with the Spurs? I mean,
with the Spurs, Pop actually requested her.
Somehow I believe it. I mean, she's good. She's really good.
It's going to be Messina or it's going to be Becky, in my opinion.
And I can see either of them working.
And the thing is, either of them, they're not going to be Pop, but I trust both of them.
Yeah, no one is going to be Pop. Pop is one of the greatest coaches ever.
I would say he's approaching status of greatest.
Phil Jackson has 11 championships.
Phil Jackson had Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Shaq.
Tim Duncan for every championship.
Okay.
David Robinson for 2 championships.
Okay, and if we can win with this squad,
good luck with that happening. I mean, let's be real. Zaza is going to injure.
Zaza.
Zaza here. You want to be villains, so Zaza bring you the heads of all the other all-stars in the world.
So you know the Wilhelm scream, right?
Yes.
I want to make a Zaza scream.
Stop trying to make it happen. It's not going to happen.
I will do it. I will find a way.
Dude, it's like Northeastern winning a bean pot. It's not going to happen. Northeastern hasn't won a bean pot since 1988.
But they did.
There are 4 teams in this tournament, and they have not won it since 1988.
But they did.
1988. I'll continue to shout it from the tops. This tournament has been going on since the 50s. There's only one decade in which they have ever won a singular bean pot. That was in the 80s.
Okay.
Northeastern, do something different. At least beat BC, dang it. Excuse me, Chestnut Hill Community College. Is that too much college hockey for your liking?
No, I'm okay with it.
Okay. We're transitioning out of the NBA anyway, so
we should be wrapping up kind of soon because you actually have to go to sleep.
Yeah. Also, we got to get you to a BU hockey game.
It's got to be a non-Saturday game is the problem.
You always do stuff on Saturdays?
Saturday night is dev time.
Ah, right. Well, oh, that means you have to miss BUBC. December,
We'll talk. We'll talk.
first weekend of December, BU and BC play.
Okay.
The Friday night they are at BC. Saturday night they are at BU.
I want to make it to a BU game, actually.
Okay. We can make that happen.
Okay.
UNH has already made their trip, so you won't be able to watch Dicku Millie coach.
Mm.
The great Dicku Millie, who I think is approaching 600 career wins. I'd have to check that, but he came in needing 14 to get there. He's won 7 so far. He's getting there.
All right.
So, we will.
Also, quick side note. This is gonna be like 1-2 minutes. Dante Wilder, Anthony Joshua, please make this fight happen.
We will all watch.
Joshua, you handled business quite well. Following week, Dante, I'm sorry that you couldn't fight King Kong, but Stavern ended up being your punching bag, and
It was spectacular.
dear Lord, that looked horrific.
I think it was just 1 round.
It was 1 round, and he KO'd him legitimately in the span of 5 seconds. It's terrible to watch. Stavern, please. I don't mean this insultingly, but retire. That looked bad. Wilder's special, I understand. He's good, but you cannot keep that up forever.
Okay. All right, so we all good?
Yep.
We're fiddling around with some things on the podcast and on the channel as well.
Expect the next couple of weeks to see some interesting stuff. We're just going to try spitballing some stuff.
Also, we actually came up with a script for a video. Well, kind of.
Yay!
Kind of. I wrote a blog post. Go check it out. Evan Gaddis's Long Winding Championship Road. His story is absolutely clinically insane. So, in some ways, I mean that literally.
Yay!
Maybe not yay. Maybe not. I mean, he won a World Series, so I think that's all pretty good.
Yay! Is that more sarcastic enough for you?
I mean, we can say legitimately yay for winning the World Series.
Yeah. Congrats, man.
So check out the post that I wrote up. I think you'll like it, and we're gonna see if we can work that into a proper scripted video.
Yep.
We
got VOD content.
I'm thinking a la Mike Korzimba, but check out his stuff. See what you like of it. He's the original basketball YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
So check his stuff out. I mean, he's not quite as old as Steve Dangle, who's been doing this stuff. The Toronto guy.
Yeah, the Toronto guy. Yeah.
You like his stuff, by the way, right?
It was good. Yeah.
It's a video blogger stuff that he does a video after every single Toronto Maple Leafs game.
That is commitment.
And he's been doing this for 11 years. And the Leafs for a long while were bad. Like, go back and watch. I'm going to show you when we're all done here. He did a video after a game in which the Maple Leafs lost 9-2 to Nashville.
So you just cried for a while.
Oh no, better. You'll see. Righteous indignation, shouting and screaming. Also, references to Mrs. Dangle, or Mrs. Dangle got a cameo in by shouting in, "Hey, so Nashville just scored again. So it's 9-2 now. Yeah, they've got 9 goals." In the middle of the video, and it's just like,
so he started before the game even ended.
Yep. We'll show it to you, but go check out his stuff. It's really cool. We're going to be producing videos. It's going to be a good time. I hope you enjoy it, and
hope you enjoy it as much as we do.
I hope you enjoyed Hoodie Lynch as well for the evening. My hair's a mess, so I'm wearing a hoodie.
I'm always a mess, so I don't care.
Yeah, you just don't care in general. So but by the way, have a very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it with family,
friends, or whatever your situation permits.
I'm gonna be up in New Hampshire for to see my family. Well, Vermont to cover a hockey game, then to New Hampshire to see family, then to BC for a Harvard BC game, then down to New York City to cover a game at Madison Square Garden. Between BU.
Look at you being all fancy.
Then I get to go cover the Air Force Academy playing Sacred Heart the next day. Yeah.
Trade-offs. You still get to go to MSG.
Oh, I know. I'm pumped about that.
I'm gonna eat Chinese food and get my MSG.
All right. On that note,
yeah.
So Are you okay, dude? No, you're
my,
not.
my brain just I'm never okay, but my brain officially just clicked off about 2 minutes ago.
All right, so let's close off. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Chris Lynch.
I'm Thomas Villalone Jr.
Have a great night and try not to be the Browns. Just try not to.
Have a non-Brownsian week.
Life existence.
We have a viewer.
Good night,
Have a good week.
Good night, y'all.